Hey there, boys and girls of the YouTube world. Today we're going to see if we can't get a 1965 Ford F250 running. Paulie, he's too lazy to get out of the pickup over there. We're gonna have to blurt out what he's doing with his hand. But anyway, we're up here 3.5, 4 hours from home. Farm auction deal. These things, we just got them yesterday on our way home from the Iola swap meet on the online auction. As you know, kind of been looking for a service bed, and these things were reasonable enough. So let's take a look. 65 is a 250. It's got to be a long bed. They never made a short bed unless it was a crew cab. So 8 lug wheels, 5 lug wheels. Both of them are 6 cylinders. Both of them have hitches on the front, so we can just hook them all together and wagon train them down the road. How sweet is that? And it's a Ford, so when it breaks down, we can just pull it home behind a Chevy. These things got sequential license plates. This one's been off the road since 04. I'm guessing this one's the same. Ooh, 97 on this one. So yeah, cheapers. So that's 17 years on that one, 25 years on this thing. Gosh dang, that was a while ago. The grills are a little bit different on them. You could see this has kind of got the egg crate design. 66 has got the 2 openings on top. No chrome bumpers. Looks like we're missing hubcaps. Twin I-beams, 6 cylinders, 4 speeds. 4s? I'm guessing that's a patch. Ooh, Ray Charles definitely patched this floor. Already regretting this purchase. I have no idea what that's for. We're gonna have to find out. Emergency lights, compressor. Oh, that's right, it's got a compressor underneath the hood. Look at that. Seat cover. That's right, another Ford, 65 version. We already did a 66, we had a 62, we had a 60, we had a 53, we had a 59. We got them all. Anyway, this one's pretty similar to the last one that we did, only this one's a 3/4 ton, and it's a year older. And as you can see, it's got an old Mortske bed on the back. The beginnings of one, so. I know we took a look at this thing in the farmyard, but now that I loaded it on the trailer and got a little closer look and shoved it in here with the Bobcat using the sweet tow hitch, let's take a closer look at this thing. I did find out they called this thing Bell. That's kind of a cute name. Blue Bell, like Blue Ball from Quick Dick McDick. Nope, it was a Bell telephone truck. Apparently they were green. Who knew? I don't think Bell telephone was a thing when I became existent in this universe. But anyway, it's already got a nickname, so you don't have to think about that. Blue Ball is already taken. She's Bell. And as you can see, a lot of that green is peeking through there. This is what I had the internal clip hubcaps as well on the 16s. I was surprised it didn't have 16.5s. It looks like she was brush painted several times. Thought about stripping the paint off this thing, but it's chewy. She's got some whammos everywhere. I don't think there's going to be any buffing to bring this back out, because I think you'll just chew right through it. Oh, I did not notice the leaky windshield, but he sure liked the tub and tile. Look at that. Brushed the interior and everything. Oh, it's got the replacement craptastic. Oh, they're metal, but they're black. A subscriber commented on the Chevy doubleheader video that you can get these from Rock Auto. I think they call them like a classic or something like that from Trico, so you can get the right ones. Good to know. Is that a signal stat up there, Duff? Oh, it's a rotation light. Something like that. I'll have to see if that works. Carney's in Bismarck must have handled it at one time. Oh, they even took that off when they painted it. Classy. Twin I-beam, which I think the first year was 64, maybe? Or was it 65? I don't know. Ford guy will correct me. Speaking of Ford, Got the original safety glass in her. Oh, you haven't checked this thing out yet, have you? I did notice when I was tying it down that this floor pan patch is bolted in with, you know, nothing better than 9/16 bolts. Yeah, that seat cover's pretty swanky, huh, Duff? Get all up in it. There really wasn't much to see in here, from what I remember. Other than that sweet custom headliner with the Polaris speakers. I don't suppose we're gonna get 2 rigs where the radios work. I bet we do. Johnny knew it was up. We did notice tying it down that the air tank is down there underneath. Kind of like the half ton. I thought the tank would be in here, but I think he had his torch tanks in here. First aid, we're gonna have to put a Nancy kit in here to go with our lead-free additive. OJ gloves? Dang. Adapter kit. Brake fluid, probably gonna need that. All of the WD-40, probably not a single straw. Wait, nope. No straws. Did find, was that a 2 5/16? 2-inch, dang it, you never find a 2 5/16. Did find a pin in here. Hook onto this thing and shove it around with a skid steer. That's pretty handy. Ooh, valve core tool. Oh, but it's missing the end that I like to use. Well, it's there. It's just not attached. Well, what'd you think, Duff? Oh, you'll be impressed once we get it running. We dug through these tools some more, and there's a pretty good start in here. Not much for wrenches. I mean, clearly this is the find of the day. The old Stanley 299. We're gonna have to polish that sucker up. And then the brand new Coleman Black Max impact sockets. Oh yeah, and the Thorson. God, those old, what do they call them? Labels? I don't know. Those are cool. Oh, even spark plug socket. 12 point and 6 point. Something's not right here. Oh, got it all Thorson. Swivel, never been used. Extension, never been used. Where'd you get the battery cable strap? Oh, there's no name on it. Dang it. Oh, I forgot. Oh, it's not even a tube sock. Oh, the mice did get into this shirt sleeve though. If you see any mice stuff, you let me know. And the 1994 flashlight, well, 2005, whatever, it still works. Good stuff. Well, that's why, made in the USA. Looks like you can even take it out on your boat. It floats. What? Let's not find out if it does or not. And a valve adjuster. See, there's a couple of these guys on the dash. I think he just flame cut his own wrenches because it's cheaper that way. We had a lot of spare time on his hands. That's right, louvers for all the venting capabilities. It's cool if you leave this open. It does have kind of a latch built into itself. Holds that open from flopping around. Pretty neat. It's a bit gold bondish out today, so we're not going to be using the heater. I thought these were lights, just reflectors. Good, because there's not a chance that all of those are going to be working. What? Can you flip this down? Or just remove it? Or does it swing over? Oh, I bet you could do either. Swing it over or take it off. Haul all your spare tires up there when you go racing. What's that for? Latching something? Guess we'll never know. Bench vise, that's gonna be handy. Some of these doors and latches, they need a little work. Oh, it's no 243 shell, but it was a 22 shell. She's a CCI. CC? I think they're CCI. That thing rode a couple 100 miles home. Oh, is it an old timer? I don't know what it is. It's in pretty sad shape. It's no A Purvis blade. Mechanics wire. We get a good start here. Steel chair detacher. I will not be working on any steel chairs, but we'll use it as a hammer. And we got our hardware selection and our jacks and our trolley jacks. We're gonna be doing all the jacking around here. Yeah, I think this is where like his torch hose was, and his torch oxygen tank was there, and he probably had his propane tank in there, or acetylene. I think there was some torch hoses in the back. I don't really remember. I just want to get this thing going and see if it's as good as the old 100, because that thing is good. You guys know that I'm kind of a GM guy for the most part, but the doors on these Fords, just Duff, just show them the door. No, I didn't shut that time, but okay, just kidding. Ford doors aren't that great. Really, like 67 to 72 Ford doors shut way better than 67 to 72 Chevys. And this still shuts better than either my 62 or my 66. Red ink for making all the corrections. Oh, that's right, he's got the amplifier in this son of a gun. So they had one of his 3 daughters or 4 daughters driving this thing. She's got the shift pattern labeled on the dash and on the roof, just in case you forget. Oh man, seen that on its lid once. It's a little rough up there. Custom visor brackets. If this thing could talk, huh, Duff? You wouldn't listen, just like me yammering away. Yeah, they went all out with the brush. Inside the cab and everything. Maybe they dropped something on the cab one time, because surely you couldn't roll it with all that sweet roll bar up there. Oh, it's the Red Dragon.
Took the restrictor plate off, give the Red Dragon a little more juice.
Flame Engineering, Red Dragon torch. She's a model F100, so it's probably underbuilt for this 250. Serial number 210 and 92, so you're the lucky guy or gal if you were born on February 10th, probably not 1992. I don't think anybody that young watches this show. You're just a young whippersnapper. What's that? 29? Man, I'm getting old. How do we fold this thing down so we don't have to fight with it? There we go. Well, you know, open her up or what? Well, that took more tries than usual, but we got her. Let's take a look at this 300. Clearly, he made the adapter to put this York compressor on here, or somebody did. It's not factory, but it's gonna work. Oh, even painted the fan red. That's fast. Hopefully the add-on overflow tank and the red fan aren't anything to do with overheating issues that may or may not lie within this thing. I hope not. We got brake juice. Looks moist in there. Oh, hey, it's got some in it. Did you try the pedal? Yeah, I didn't either. Might be okay. Looks like she's due for an oil change. It's got a blue filter on it though. Then again, he did run this one for what, like 8 years after he parked the other one? 04. I don't know how Napa dates their batteries, but it says 7-10 on there. So maybe this thing was running that late. Sure enough, August, September of 10. So maybe this thing's only been sitting for 11 years as opposed to 17 years. Looks like she's got a rebuilt carbonator on it. I just hope this thing runs as sweet as the other one does. Better yet that it pops off that quick too. This has got to be oil bath. Oh yeah. Oil bath. Let's put that somewhere we're never going to put it back on. We got so many spots to set stuff now. Don't wear your air filter. We won't forget about you. If they don't have an element in them, are they still considered an air filter? Or is it just an air cleaner? Hey, I'm not doing a very good job of keeping up with everybody who sent me stuff, so Ken or Kenneth, thanks for sending me the Croyle. I got a couple more cans today. The guys at Penn Auto sent me a bunch of spark plugs and a cap and some other doodads. Oh, sent me some Cosby sauce and some PB Blaster. What other goodies? Oh, and then Dave, he sent us a steering wheel puller, harmonic balancer puller, whatever. Oh yeah, and those guys at Penn Auto sent us some gear wrenches, all kinds of goodies. I bought these. I was gonna check them out, see how they work. And I bought this battery carrier. because I'm sick of batteries that don't have straps on them. But anywho, oh yeah, and I forget what this guy's name is. Puddin butchered his name. Dave Lukasic, whatever, something. He drew those up for me. I got them framed up. Bought myself a cheap frame on the Amazonia. And then the guy who bought Lloyd sent me a bunch of stuff too. Sent me some gloves. I like gloves. Harbor Freight specials. He said they didn't fit him. We'll chew them up. We don't care what they are. But yeah, I don't do a very good job at showing what people send me. God, I'm way behind on stuff that people sent me. If you sent me something, I appreciate it. Like Landon sent me some Bosch starters. And then whoever sent me all these new old stock parts. Shannon and Brian Miller in Cohoes, New York. He sent me all this cool NOS stuff, a bunch of spark plugs and whatnot. Oh, and Duff got some treats. Duff, you want some pumpkin and cranberry flavored treats? It's irresistible. What do you say? You say thanks? Say thanks. Louder. Good boy. What do you think? Is it irresistible? They smell good. They're not good though. I'm gonna walk that down with a sandwich. That was a bad idea. They smell much better than they taste. Lakeside Vacation Ale by Point. That's the sandwich flavor of the week. Ooh, not good. I hate mine and Duff won't even eat his. Brian, I don't think Duff likes your treats. How about this one? Try it again. Yeah, I don't think Duff's pumpkin and cranberry flavored. I mean, it's made with superfoods. We like garbage, like beer and brats and frozen pizzas. Looking for a frozen pizza sponsor too. So anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. If you sent me something and you haven't got a shout out, sorry. I know people don't like seeing the opening of stuff, but if you sent me something and you want to see your stuff on here, it may or may not happen. I don't know. We're busy. We're trying to keep the shop afloat. Oh yeah, and while we were there, never mind this square body bodywork that I hate doing, but therefore I'm not doing it. Look at these Cal Custom small block Mopar valve covers. These were just laying in the scrap pile on a 318 or 360. So bought those off of the guy as well. Jeff, was that your name? So those will go on the wall with my other 40 sets of fitted aluminum valve covers. Okay, yeah, squirrel. Sorry, got off track. Back to Ford things. Yeah, this thing does have a remanufactured in Kazakhstan, Auto Incorporated, Auto line. I don't know, but that thing looks like flipping new. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Jimmy, dipstick. She's full, right where it needs to be. Coolant. Look at that cap she's chewy. Oh yeah, right up there, and green. I'm guessing that 11-year-old Napa battery is gonna have to go. And if it's anything like Johnny's other pickup, it's gonna be plumb full of fuel. So should have parked it over the floor drain. I mean, we're gonna drain the gas out of the tank before we crank it over. Check back. Never mind that urinating sound. No battery sponsor this week. Got some generic no-name that we've had laying around for a while. Hook up the loser switch. So if she turns over, I see no reason it wouldn't. Pretty sure these things were stored inside. Well, that's the wrong one. One of these days we'll learn to speak Ford. Oh, we gotta tighten this thing and bobber up. We got all kinds of spinach. Spinach! Just like Popeye. Ugh, 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 ugh. thing sounds pretty good. You see if it's got sparkage? Switching my pans there. And this pan was, it's probably cleaner than that one. Not by much. But this stuff is rusty. Real rusty. Oh yeah, look at all those rust sediments sitting at the bottom. It's like panning for gold, but I end up with rust. So let's pop our coil wire off the distributor. That looks like a pretty newish wire. Let's see if we can't electromecute ourselves. Look at that. So even if this battery was run for a year after it was in here, which is probably not likely, it looked like a brand new battery that somebody threw in here and forgot about. Still got spark after 11 years. 10 at least. Sweet! Sweet! Well, I guess we just gotta wait for the fuel to drain. And yeah. Hopefully it pops right off. Could give her a little hot sauce, see what happens. Speaking of giving it something, let's give it some brake fluid. Oh man. They even painted the whole firewall. And under the hood. Dang. That was dedication with a paintbrush. If that was a lie, gold brake fluid. Sure looks like it's clear to me. How do they feel, Duff? Not good. Two pumper? Oh yeah, now they're there. That's not good enough? Oh, it is good enough. Come here, get these boogers out of your eyes. I'm sleeping too much. Lazy boy. Does it stay up there? Definitely not. We're gonna have to do some brake bleeding. Radio? Oh yeah. We're probably just not getting anything in the steel building. There's more of his fancy homemade wrenches. What do we do in case of an accident? Somebody got really bored with the black marker. It'd be great if there was like $100 bills in here. But no, just as I suspected, registration cards from 1982 and 83. And that's disappointing. I'll put that up there for in case of use of an accident. If you worked for Bell Telephone back in the day, did you have one of those in your rig? Expert driving. Aim high in the steering, get the big picture, keep your eyes moving, leave yourself an out, make sure they see you. Works for me. I hate when people put switches in backwards. On is up, off is down. Hey look, the light works for the compressor. Emergency light. Oh, I can hear it rumbling up there. Oh yeah! We are ready to party, Duff Dog! This thing's gonna be good. Now, we need to figure out what this son of a biscuit is for. What does it go to? Is there a label or anything on it? Looks like she's a 2-wire unit. Oh yeah, it's patch panel. Got bolted on way up there. Oh, Scotch locks. Hey, when I mentioned Scotch locks or wire nuts on the last one, what's your favorite? The answer was neither. So many guys were like, yeah, wire nuts are better. One guy did have a good response, said that wire nuts are better because they're easier to take off and replace with a proper fix. So that's the correct answer. Me, myself, I like the all-in-one heat shrink solder thing you just slide over there. I'm not much for soldering. I'm just not good at it. It's a lost art. So, what is this thing? 2 big white wires. Hey Duff, is that fuel spilling all over the floor yet? Not quite. Here's our big wires. One of them goes to power on the solenoid, and the other one runs down the frame rail. What could be back there that would need that silly lever? Oh, is that some type of trailer brake thing? I feel like you got left turn, right turn, tail lights, and ground on a 4-pin. I don't know what that was for. We shall investigate further. We will leave no stone unturned. Suppose we probably got to crawl under there to bleed some brakes anywho, if this thing even runs. Sure it'll run. I can't believe that. Painted the firewall, painted underneath the hood, painted the floorboards. John, or his hired man, or his daughters, they were freaking dedicated. Any other cool switches in here we need to know about? Just that switch down there at the floor that some mouse already set off. So while we're bleeding brakes, I might as well take a look underneath this thing. Looks like she's got a Dana 60. I do believe somebody's put newer brake lines on it because they're not bent up very well and they're kind of shiny-ish. And the bleeders are pretty shiny and new as well. And the other dead giveaway is this one's a 10mm. I'm guessing there wasn't any metric bleeders in 1965. And if you look real close, I don't know if you guys can see that. The backing plates on these old Fords say Bendix right on them. Pretty cool. Then it's got the part number, and the last letter of the part number is an L for the left side. So the other side would have an R on it. I don't know. I geek out on stuff like that. So let us see if we can gravity bleed some fluid back here. Watch Wes work. He says that ABS vehicles don't like this much, but we don't have ABS. But gravity bleeding works about 2% of the time for me. I don't know why. Kind of like that. Not getting any fluid out of there. Looks like somebody put some shocks on it once, a very, very, very long time ago. There's our pressure tank. I believe that's our shut-off switch right there. Pressure switch kills the compressor clutch once she's charged up. This tank's quite a bit bigger than the half-ton. I think you can tell, oh yeah, Dana 60, because it's got the 60 mark right over there in the corner. The dead giveaway. The good news is I don't see any brake fluid running at the bottom of either of these, so hopefully the wheel cylinders are good. Bleeders are tight though. Come on. If we could just teach Duff how to pump a brake pedal, this would be a lot easier. Yeah, you heard us talking about you. Didn't you, you sly dog? Look at that hitch. What is that, like 5/8 plate? She's stout. Stay hydrated, right, Duff? Speaking of that, you want to go grab my sandwich for me? Good, sir? No? Giving me that thumbs excuse again, huh? Oh, hey, look. I'm getting some fluid over here. Yay! Yay! That doesn't look rusty at all either. Oh, he was all about the studs. We got some diggers on the back of this son of a biscuit too. I wonder if we could date those tires. Those things got to be from the 80s. So what's your excuse for not letting any fluid out? Little play in the diffie, not bad. U-joints are good. Tailpipes, I guess, were not his thing. He just like dumping them in front of the rear axle. Part of the thing with gravity bleeding is waiting around, and we can't afford to do that or we'll lose the shop. So let's hook our one-man bleeder up and see what happens. All this is just a generic pop bottle. I think it's whatever that Canadian terrible tasting water stuff is. Drill a hole in the cap, vacuum hose, loop that in there, watch for air bubbles, make sure that the line is below the fluid level, obviously, or maybe not obvious to all of you, but I'm gonna go in there and pump a little bit, and hopefully you got fluid in the master cylinder before you start. Otherwise you're just gonna induce a bunch of air into the system. Hopefully this one doesn't take much. Did you guys get any air bubbles back here? Good. I'm gonna tighten this back up before we pull it off there. Maybe. Come on, fingers. Nice part about this process is you don't get brake fluid everywhere. I mean, you shouldn't, but I usually do because I'm terrible. Oh boy. Cab corners are a bit chewy. Vented, per se. Oh, I love when guys put sheet metal screws in and they use like a 4-incher to go through 2 pieces of sheet metal. He at least got the floor pan to go under the cab mount on this side. Tied her together pretty good. Duff, what do you think? 2 paws up. Got a little exhaust work done on her by some subpar welder. Glass pack. Oh, this thing's gonna bark. Motor tranny, everything was all painted red at once. I wonder if they had the cab off and did that. Who knows? As far as they didn't paint the bottom of the floors blue. What kind of grain farmer was he? Is that wheat straw? Here's our white wire that we were trying to determine where it went. Does it go back to this switch? Well, where do you go? Yeah, it goes out the back. Looks like the bottom of our toolbox is vented as well. I'm guessing that controller being right under the steering column, kind of like where newfangled brake controllers are. Yeah, she runs all the way back to here. White wire runs right out the plug. Old Bell telephone must have had some type of brake controller back in the day. Or maybe this guy added that on too, but I think it was green, wasn't it? Well, could have been. Now that we got brakes, probably better do the fronts as well, huh? I think it's better though. I mean, they got a little blue paint in spots, but they must have done a really good job of either taking stuff apart or taping stuff off. Because that's probably one of the top 10 paint jobs that I've ever seen done with a brush. I would say it's the best. Oh, dang it, Nancy. We're going to have to go get SpongeBob's friend out. Squidward. I don't know what his name is. Somebody's going to correct me anyway. I mean, really, a blue shop towel is all you need. We are back in action. I don't know who the snail guy is either. That's SpongeBob. That's all you need to know. Oh yeah, definitely gotta bleed the fronts. So went around, did all 4 wheels with our one-man loser brake bleeder. Look at that, right at the top. So before it was coming down to about right here, then the second pump would be right there. So when it comes to the second pump and it gets firm, or even the third pump, you know you got air in there somewhere. So just keep working away at it. You'll get out of there. And if you're ever in some crap box like this and you're in an emergency and it goes to the floor, I know it's hard to do, but just keep pumping it. And that'll slow you down. Hopefully. It's better than holding it to the floor, because holding it to the floor ain't gonna do nothing. Same thing when you get on ice. That's basically what ABS does, is it just pulsates the pedal. But we're not doing any ice driving here. Is it August yet? Still July. Anywho, got brakes, got ignition, steering. I mean, you pretty much just need fuel. Man, let's get crazy. Horn sounds a little sick. Lights? Dash lights work. That's the problem with these tow hitches. A lot of guys will put like eyebrows on there to cover the headlights because you're pulling with your tow vehicle that doesn't have mud flaps and you knock headlights out. Fixed it. 60% of the time, works every time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Hot dang. All of the tail lights even? What about blinkers? Not a chance. Well, that thing's saying it's working. Oh my gosh. Oh, Johnny, he kept his stuff top notch. That one's kind of trying to blink, but that one's blinking, so we're good. They're all kind of trying to blink. I think we got a bad ground somewhere. Just driving it, it'll come out of it. Good over here. And then that one's flashing bright. Yeah, there's definitely a bad ground here somewhere. Weird. That electrical did not look good. Did notice the tires look a little bit low, so I'll probably pull the hose out, pump those up. Because this thing has been draining gas for a long time. And my gas barrel, 15 gallon, my jobber's got about 1.5 gallons left. So I don't know. We got weed killer forever. Wipers? Oh yeah. Scratch the windshield. It's cracked. Don't worry about it. We're not turning on the fan because I don't want to see what kind of rodents come out of there. Because we know that they were in there, so they were definitely in there. Anything under the seat though? Just a mouse bait box. All right, pumping up tires. So I guess I wasn't sold on these split rims anyway. And look at how they painted them. Well, they didn't paint them very well. They got the paint on the valve stems and whatnot. But this has got the outside snap ring hubcap thingers. So does this one. Oh yeah, this is the one that's got paint all over the tire. So 2 outside snaps, 3 outside. And then this is the one lone internal. So I think we need to find some different wheels so we can put 4 matching hubcaps. This thing deserves hubcaps. Anybody holding any hubcaps? 3/4 ton Fords? Or how about some 16-inch 8-lug wheels? I think you gotta have Ford or Dodge. I don't think Chevy ones fit. Or is it vice versa? I don't remember. Something about the Pilot hub being smaller. I don't remember from the Power Wagon. I think the Chevy ones didn't fit the Dodge. Oh well. Still listening to gas drain. I'm gonna grab a sandwich. Yep. And where are we going this time? Drop Dead Blondes. Don't mind if I do. This week's sandwich sponsor is Point Beer. They didn't sponsor us, but we're drinking their stuff. The beauty of going to swap meets in Wisconsin. Cheap beer. Not bad. Refreshing ale. Why would you tell me how many calories are in here? I don't care. A unique blend of sterling hops and 2-row malts. Sure. Sounds good to me.
1 eternity later.
Well, I think it's finally done trickling fuel out. The 15-gallon barrel is full. That 5-gallon jug is full. That 5-gallon jug is got about 1 gallon in it. And I think she's about done. But it's dark out. Although we do have headlights. I guess we never checked to see if we had high beam and low beam. We're gonna wait for tomorrow. Do it in the daylight. Make a better video. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, our videos couldn't be any worse, right, Duff? I guess when we come back tomorrow, we're gonna dump the Fuelio in there. Don't be a wank. Put a little fuel in your tank. And drizzle a little gas in that carbonator. And I assume this thing's gonna light right off because we got compression, it sounds like. We got spark. And we're gonna make it have fuel. Right? What do you think? Yeah, you know I don't have gas in it yet. He's no dummy. Still got brakes. Sweet. All right. See you guys in like 18 hours. But it'll feel like several seconds in this video. All right, we're back. New day, new shirt. Speaking of new shirts, we got some new shirts. We're working on them yet. I don't know if the website's gonna be set up by the time you guys visualize this, but these ones are a little bit better. They're kind of a blend, and then they got the logo on the front and on the back. What do you guys think? Do we just have the Mortske Repair up here, or do you want the full same logo as on the back, but in a smaller scale? I'm thinking smaller scale, one on the back, but right here. No pocket tees. We're working on the big sizes for you big boys, because I know some guys reached out and wanted some big shirts, and Teespring that we got set up now, we sold some 5Xs. I think that's as big as they go. So a little bit better selection than we had before. A lot of different colors. I kind of like the medium darkish colors. Black is all right, but it's a little hot out when you're out there sweltering in the sun, like Duff's been doing. And then, you know, I like some in-between stuff because I don't like white shirts because they get ruined around here. They look all grimy and dirty like you, don't they, Duff Down? If you need one, check the link down below. Otherwise, hit me up with an email and we'll send you somewhere. Or just bear with me until we get something set up. I'm gonna hook that fuel line up before I dump that in. That'll be a good idea. Good call on hooking up the fuel hose. I also noticed thing's got a plastic oil line on it. I'm sure that's not brittle after all these years. Don't worry, there's 3 guys out there that think those clear plastic lines are the way to go. It's probably because their uncle invented them or something. Copper, that's the way to go. Or steel, I suppose. Alright, wanks, fill your tanks. Don't worry, California. This is a fuel jug here in the Midwest. This is not a non-potable water jug. Don't let this thing hang by the nipple in there and drop the end of your filler neck off down the fuel tank like Iowa Classic car Ryan did with my other fuel jug.
We come to North Dakota one time.
Then it's in your fuel tank and you never get it back. And then you gotta go buy a new one and don't get reimbursed. That's right, Ryan. Never forget.
People don't forget.
Maybe one of them big like fuel necks that just hang up in the air like the NASCAR and IndyCar guys got. Still beats those California approved EPA Obama jugs. Let's give her some hot sauce, see what happens. Fill the old vent tube scheme here with some hot sauce. Somebody corrected me. I guess it's slingshot engage and not slingshot engaged, as in past tense. Whatever. It's my show. I'll say what I want to say. Choke's closed. Slingshot engaged.
Slingshot engaged.
It wants it. Why didn't it stay running? Drizzle a little in there and see what happens. We're either not getting fuel up to the carburetor or the float is stuck. I'm going with the float stuck. Let's just tap on it. She's nice and quiet though. Didn't hear a bunch of valve train clatter. Rod knocks. There's no puddles on the floor from escaped rods and such. Try her again. With the French toast. The Streamlight quit. Just kidding, batteries were in backwards. Fixed it. So what does that mean? Is our idle circuit plugged up? Because if I pump it, she'll take off. That's weird. The other one would idle, but had a dead spot. This one just runs good off idle. So now what do we check, Duff? See if it's getting fuel up there, I suppose. Oh yeah, lots of fuel pressure there. I'll rev it to the moon and choke it out and try to pull whatever is going on, sucking it through. That didn't work. What is that noise? Is it just oil in the engine running around? Can we just cheat and turn the idle up? I know it's not the right thing to do. A little bit higher idle than I wanted, but it ran for a lot longer. Let's give her a couple more twists. Really rev her up. No fuel or what? Definitely not getting any fuel. So we got this Auto Line Products Ltd. Remanufactured in Kazakhstan special off there. Let's see if we can find out why it's not carbonating. Somebody says you're supposed to clean them first. A lot of people say a lot of things though. If we cleaned up everything before we worked on it, we'd spend the whole day cleaning. A clean carburetor is a happy carburetor, they say. Oh yeah, a lot of mud come out of there. And a ball. And that thing. Wish we had a diagram so we could figure out where that stuff came from. Well, that's the craziest needle and seat I've ever seen. It's horizontal instead of vertical. Alright, I got an exploded view from my unibody, but that's got a 223 and that's different, so I don't know where that hex plug and ball goes. I think they were in the same hole together though. We'll have to do some digging. Blow it out. Clean her up good. Get the debris out of there. So basically all I did was sprayed some brake cleaner in there because carb cleaner costs real money. And got most of the crap out of there. So a lot of this gray stuff, like the parent material of the carburetor, is breaking down like that. I don't know. We could clean it up real good, but we don't have a kit anyway. So we're just doing the bare minimum here. Bear with me. We got most of the gray scuzz out. This orifice looks good, so we'll just drop that back in there. Hopefully, without losing it. Of course, it wouldn't just fall right in there. So that's really all there is to rebuilding carburetors. In my mind, just taking it apart, cleaning it up, putting it back together. I spun this air mixture screw in 3.5 turns, and it bottomed out, so then I backed it out. And that's usually kind of where I set these things to start out anyways. 3.5 turns, kind of a good rule of thumb. So there's all the way in, half turn, 1, half, 2, half. That was for that pivot shaft, top cover, power valve. If you buy a kit, that's going to give you instructions on how to put it back together, what your settings should be, exploded view of it anyway. And they're usually like, I don't know, 20 to 50 bucks depending on how nice of a kit you get. So really the only thing we got to do is this hex brass shaft here in this ball, and I'm guessing that has to do with the accelerator pump. It's like a check valve so that the fuel can't run back. So I'm gonna go throw air in here and see which one of these is that port. Or your accelerator pump goes in that bore, which pushes fuel out right here. So it should be right there. So really, these are the only two spots it can go. Well, three spots. Won't fit in that one. Won't fit in that one. Had to be in there. And just by looking at it, it looks like it was resting on a ball, or a ball was resting on top of it. It sure looks like there's a spot down in there where a ball would sit. Yep. And then this sat on top of it. What's the worst it can do? What does it say it is on this thing? Yeah, and that's what it shows on this carburetor, which is completely different. This is a Ford 1100, and I don't know what this is. It's an auto light something. This has got a different accelerator pump style on it. What do they call that? 41 and 42. Weight, pump, discharge ball. Ball, pump, discharge check. See, all that ball is a check valve that goes on that port for, I believe, the accelerator pump, and then that brass hex part is just the weight that sits on top of it. And that's the only port it can fit in, so we gotta be right. Right, Duff? Duff doesn't like carbonators either. Not because he's a fuel injection man. Hopefully it runs better now. And I guess if all else fails, we can turn that idle mixture screw in a little bit. Not the mixture screw, idle adjustment. That's our air fuel mixture screw. Here goes nothing. How's our gasket look? Not that good. I don't think our gasket was the issue. So we'll just stick her back together. Oh man, that carburetor already looks way better. This thing's gonna be so fast by the time we get done. Well, give her some hot sauce. Turn the key back on, see what happens. See if the Mortske rebuild did what it needed to do. What do you think, Duff? You gonna go this time? Oh yeah. We are not getting any accelerator pumpage. Well, that's the idle mixture screw all the way in. Still don't know why it won't start on its own. Yeah, we got something plugged up, because when I put my hand over it, it'd speed up. So what's that mean? It's not getting enough fuel. Captain Obvious.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Now that idle's way too high, so maybe we'll turn that down. I looked in the cab. It's got, I mean, I don't know what we're running at, like 1,500, 1,800 RPM. She's singing pretty good. But we got all kinds of oil pressure, 40, 50 pounds. It says it's discharging, but I put a wrench to the back of the alternator, and it magnetized, or sticks to the back of the alternator. The alternator's magnetized, so I know that's charging, so it must just be that amp gauge in the dash ain't wired up properly or ain't working. So really, if we could figure out our accelerator pump idle circuit issue, it might be alright. I'm going to try starting it in the cab and playing with the choke, see what that does. 'Cause I got a feeling we're not getting the right air-fuel mixture, like it's getting more air than fuel. Because the circuit's probably plugged somewhere, which I don't know how that could be. I just cleaned it. Or maybe a giant vacuum leak. That could be as well. Maybe we'll start it up again. Spray some brake cleaner around in there, see what happens. See what speeds up when I just put a little bit of restriction, my hand over it? It makes me feel like there's probably a fuel port somewhere in that carbonator that's plugged up. So when I restrict the air, then the amount of fuel and air evens out, and then it speeds up. I don't know. Science. Look it up. The carb needs a rebuild by somebody with better parts than what I stuck into it, which was none. But I think it's running a lot better now, kinda, maybe. I don't know. Good enough for a test drive, I think. This thing's gonna run so good, we're putting the air cleaner back on it. The good news is we got a limited amount of tools width on this ride, if something should happen. Knock on wood. Well, Duff, should we give her a whirl? Battery's held down, it's charging. It's got coolant, had coolant, still got coolant. Oil. Shh. Brakes? The brakes still up? Who cares? We got 4-speed. Oh, all kinds of brake. Start now with air cleaner. restriction of the air cleaner makes it spin real fast. So let's slow it down some. Good enough, I think. Well, Duff said it's good enough. Didn't you? Yeah, he said it. Say it. Tell him it's good enough. Should we go red? Alright. Yeah, see? There it is. Let's do this. Grab the camera. Let's go. Override? After I brag about Ford doors. Figures. Let's do this! Clutch? Ooh, she's way at the top. The mirror needs tightened. You want to push that one out a little bit? That'd be great. Seat's a little bloated out. Feel the brakes pulling already. To the left. Is that hood latch? Or does that just dance around like the old unibody? She is not a speed shifting machine. I'm guessing we didn't burn through 6 gallons of fuel, so the fuel gauge ain't working. Speedo is though. Oh, the amp gauge. Positive is on the left side. Somebody wired the amp gauge up backwards. So she's charging 30 amps negative, which is really positive. Maybe it's a 12 volt amp gauge. Just kidding. I don't think amps care which direction they go. I don't know. Somebody's gonna correct me. Well, that didn't last very long. I just don't think it likes loping around. She wants to get up and gallop, right, Duff? Let those ponies run! Hey, you didn't get this service door shut on this side. You got them all shut on your side? Can't see around you in the mirror. Up at 170. Take it. If it was the first door, I could probably reach back and shut it, but it's the second door that's open. What was in that one? Is that the medical stuff? Better not lose that. What do you think, Duff? You like it? That ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Seat cover, I dig that. Ride's pretty smooth for a 3/4 ton. Fresh new gravel. Township really went all out here. Oh, feel them ponies! 55! She's got some short legs in her. Must be like 410s, 456s. Listen to that. Glass pack cackle. Really ain't even that loud for a glass pack. I think we turned the idle down too far. Good time to shut that door. You stay here. There's gonna be tools everywhere. I mean, thrown everywhere because this thing won't start now. Foreshadowing. Choke, that'll do it. Yeah! We're not as dumb as we look. Just kidding. Don't answer that question. Is that a question?
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Yeah, we are as dumb as we look. news is we got a limited amount of tools with on this ride, if something should happen. Donuts. Gets us every time, Duff. What fell off? Not bringing hot sauce. It's a bad idea. Guess I'm gonna go see why this thing ain't popping off. Look at him locking up. You got one? Where's the bird? There it is! Attaboy, good dog! Really, Duff's, he just in it for the birds, let's be honest. Not for the crappy old trucks, cars. See anything laying loose under here? Fuel line's hooked up. I guess we won't have to get a trailer to bring it home. We just hook her up to the hitch. Sweet. Is WD-40 flammable? Is there ether in here? Stop squeaks. Danger, extremely flammable. Extremely flammable. Probably the judge of that. I feel like WD-40 isn't that flammable. That's what it is. Not getting fuel. If we just cheat it a little bit, start it and then goose it with our right foot, then will it go? It's got a good starter in it. If we turn that idle back up again, can't hurt, right? Do we have a bigger screwdriver? I mean, don't put the idle adjustment screw somewhere where you can see it, per se. Just hide it way in the back. Well, if Duff could drive, I could just Cosby sauce this thing the whole way home, but he's out chasing birds. Well, are we getting fuel to the pump? That's a big negatory. Blowing the tank, still nothing. I cannot blow back through that thing. Maybe take some of your hot air and blow in there. I guess we'll get to see the choo-choo if we're stuck here long enough. Yeah, if the engine would run, we could build some compressed air. We're getting a little back there. You doing walking home without me? Come on! Not that bad, do ya? He is smarter than me. 6 gallons of gas, that's gotta be enough to be up to the pickup. I mean, we didn't burn that much. This thing should be good on economy. I think got pinched back here. Oh, hey, look. Spare belt. Freaking new one, even. Tomcat. Tarp strap. Markers. All kinds of good stuff to play with while we wait for a ride. Best mouse deterrent ever. That's why there was none in the cab. Should put that in there, huh, Duff? Well, there, it's got fuel up there. Oh, she's running out a little bit. So what's the deal? It's really not so bad until it blows back in your face. Come on, baby. paid off having all this garbage with. Told you I had this. Sounds like you need some water. Oh, you stupid Ford. How are we gonna get fuel again? Well, I'll go blow in the tank. You guys seen me do that enough. See if any fuel comes out of there. Holler at me, let me know if it does. Looks like I got a little bit. All right, we're doing it this time. Let's go. I swear we'll make it at least a couple feet. How many times is a charm? However many we're at. It's the weirdest thing. Like now it's getting fuel. I never did look in the tank, see how crusty it is in there. Judging by how rusty the fuel looked that came out of there, it's probably not good. There we go, running out of fuel again. Is it hot, Duff? You know what's the Olympics, Duff? I wonder if there's like an Olympics for mechanics working on crappy old cars on the side of the road. We probably would not be in the running anyway. But I'd watch. Made her a few feet. Will the hazards work on this thing? We got the roller on the roof. We can turn that on. All right. We're gonna go get a Chevy or something to pull this thing with. Well, nice night for a walk. Yep. Sure am glad we got a Ford. Aren't you, Duff? In my younger days, I'd jog back, but too fat for that. Wish I had his energy. I still don't get how that thing gravity fed 10 gallons plus of fuel last night. And we got fresh stuff in there and it won't gravity feed, not for nothing. The sock in the tank just deteriorate or what? I don't even know if he's got a sock in the tank. Well, the beans look good. Oh, how is the swamp down there? Oh, that's nice. Fellow Ford people offer you rides when you break down. We didn't want you getting in there pickup all swampy and dirty. Oh man, a sandwich is gonna taste delicious after this. We need to start planning ahead and just throw a couple of cool ones in the back for instances such as this. Then I'd have to find some way to hold the camera so I can drink and do whatever. Oh my gosh, there's walkers up here. Like people legitly walking. Who does that? They probably think the same thing about me for working on crappy old vehicles. Some people like sitting on a boat trying to catch fish when you can just go to the store and buy them. Whatever. Half mile to go. We're still plugging away here. Home stretch though. I could see all my trash from here. We should have like a section called Deep Thoughts with Duff. Duff, what are you thinking about right now? Either something to roll in or something to try and kill. I mean, those are really his own two thoughts. It's kind of like guys only think about two things. What are those two things? I don't know. Buying a Ford is not one of the things that I think about. Deep Thoughts with Duff. What are we going to talk about? How about dad jokes with Duff? What kind of bees make milk? Boobies. All right. Dad jokes are the best. Comment your favorite dad joke down below. My personal favorite is how do billboards talk to one another? Sign language. That's a knee slapper. You can use that one at birthday parties. You don't even have to let me know that you used it. I like quirky, weird science jokes too. Only if I get them, so pretty much there's a small amount that I actually get because not very scientific, as you've seen from me lighting old gas on fire on the floor. Hey, we didn't even try this gas, see if it would burn. Wouldn't that be something if it was just out of gas? Old car guy, he could make a whole episode out of this.
Well, Junior was right. It's amazing what 5 gallons of gas will do for you.
Not much.
We put a bunch of other filler in there, like bleeding the brakes and draining the fuel system. We didn't even have to clean the points. Mortske flick, not required today. All right, I'm gonna see what we're gonna drive to pull this thing home. Hopefully that doesn't break down too, because everything in the fleet's broke down right now. Well, what better rig to tow that home than the Chevrolet that made us walk home. Oh, you're all swampy on the nice vinyl. This one's gonna be way better until it dies at the end of the driveway. All right, let's go get this pig. Oh, they're honking for us even, Duff. Better turn the roller on. Woo! 2 pickups with the rollers going. Oh. Better take that Ford out of gear. That'll help. Way more good. Oh, what a sight this is. Chevy pulling the Ford. We didn't beat the train though. Vin Diesel would have been proud. think what we're gonna do, this week's can koozie brought to you by Roy Marco's Garage. Check his channel out if you haven't. We're gonna take some compressionized air and we're gonna cram it up that pee hole of a fuel hose that's probably now running fuel out profusely and blowing it backwards. Oh yeah, look at that, it's puking out fuel already. Oh, for cheese and rice. That's just kind of a dribble. We get fuel now or what? Oh, we got a good stream now. Note to self. Throw an air chuck in here. Pump up the air. We gotta check the air compressor out anyway. See if she takes off now on Duff. Stupid Ford. Little chokey choke. Compressor. Heard a click. Is it turning? Oh yeah, she's compressing. Check the gauge, Duff. Check the gauge. Oh, the light's on. That's the dead giveaway, it's working. Holy crap. That thing shoots up right meow.
Hurry up, meow.
Wowza. At what point does it quit? Maybe he goes up to 150 and he's got a 100 gauge on here. Oh, sweet. She kicks right off at 100. Must have a leak. She's creeping down pretty quick. A real big leak. Where's the air hose at? This side, right? Oh, yeah. Found her leak. Ah. This thing does not blow. This thing's good. What's it go down to before it kicks in again? Look at this awesome throttle cable. Burp the throttle, that pops out. Definitely not factory there. I dig the trailer brake controller though. Did a little research. These things are going for like 40 bucks on eBay. Hit the jackpot there. We'll leave that idle high. Ooh. Shoot. She's warm. Maybe? 200. Oh yeah. 200, 210. Not bad. What do you think, Duff? It's getting kind of dark. And the sandwiches are tasting pretty dang good. I think we're gonna shut her down. Oh hey. Remember how I was talking about how the amp gauge, you know, was going negative? Well, they fixed it, because if you write a positive, it identifies as positive. Watch this. Won't start now. Sure it did. Shoots right over to nega positive. Awesome. Yeah. So we just need to, I think I fixed the leak on the air. Well, that will leak. Oh yeah, she's still holding 90 PSIs. Just had to tighten up that clampy clamp. So long as we pump this up before we go next time, and we got some type of air shootage device to blow air in there, we're gonna be golden. So Chevy saves the day. I think that thing's sold. That thing, guy reached out to me like 4 hours after the video went up. That being said, if you want to own this thing, There's a price down in the description. It could be yours. I don't know, maybe I'll fall in love with it tomorrow. All right, shutting her down for the night. See you tomorrow. Oh, I didn't even notice. She's got a chrome rad support in it. Frickin' mint. Sweet Dreams Ford. New day. It's not quite as hot, so it'll be a nice walk home in the Ford. Brought our hot sauce with. It's only half full. Super windy, so there's that. Look at this. Picked up a blowgun full free at an estate sale today. It's even a Milton brand. That's the good one. So let's see if we can finish our test drive in this stupid Ford. We're gonna make it today? What do you guys think about 56 Cadillacs? Duff likes them. Get in there. All right, let's do this. Popped right off today. Should we just go ahead and turn the air compressor on right off the bat? I think so. Have we ever tested the horn? No horn. We got air pressure. Jack! GD Speed Shop? GD Speed Shop. When I think about you, think about love. I'm sure you guys' ears heard from me singing, so I'll turn that off. Just listen to the sound of this Ford plugging away. Turn off our air, see how long that stays pumped up. Didn't stay pumped up overnight. What we thought. This thing needs a rear view mirror up here. You can actually see over the toolbox. Got the choke out just a little ways. Brakes still work great. Ooh, did they freshly grade this road? Now we're talking, township. Choke is now off. Let's see what happens. Charging, 50 pounds of oil pressure. Where the French is fourth gear? That's second. We're going back to third. I'm new, I don't know what to do.
I'm new, I don't know what to do.
There's fourth. I don't know what it is about the hoods on these 61 to 66 Fords. My 62 does it too, but like there's no stops in there, so they just flap down the road. Look at that, no hands. No hands! Oh, we're losing paint off the roof, Duff. Yeah, I think this thing's got some real long legs in it. Yeah, like 55, 60, like she's barking. Hopefully we don't get to give you guys a better shot of this road on the way home. Walking. Kind of want to pull the floor vents just to get some ventilation going in here, but I don't know what kind of trash is going to fly out of here. There it is. The infamous Ford Chug. Son of a biscuit. At least we still got air pressure. Pulling the choke out helps a little bit. This thing just needs a fuel tank. Could have a good battery too. We definitely got to clear that fuel line out. Pump up our compressor a bit. Yeah, all I did was hook this blowgun up to the air hose that's in the back, blew it in the air line after I pulled off the fuel pump, blew back in there with the cap on it so it pressurized the tank, and then basically just pushed everything right back out. So I don't know if there's something in the pickup, in the tank, or something in the line, or what. We didn't even make it as far as we did last time. That sucks. But I don't know, maybe we'll pull the pickup tube out of the fuel tank and see there's a bunch of crap in the sock, or maybe the tank itself is just bad. At least I think the sending unit is right on top of the tank. So we can just pull her out of there, take a look quick, see what we got. Oh yeah, and I found out that this thing's got a different end on it than the coupler that's in here, so I had to like hold it on there forehand while Duff is out chasing ducks. What are the odds as soon as we break out on the side of the road, somebody pulls up? When we got everything figured out. Last night we had to walk a half mile before anybody stopped. Well, they drove right by us after it stopped, but they didn't stop. Nice folks out here in the Midwest, you know? North Dakota nice, they say. We got her figured out though. It's a little fine tuning, but should be good. Don't show them, carb works surprisingly well. That's right. Mortske bench top, no new part overhaul right there. Temp's looking good, like 180. It's a little cooler today. Not to be like Mickelson Racing and give the weather update every 3.5 seconds, but it is relevant when we're talking about engine temperature, I suppose. But this thing would ride way good with a load of tools in the back. Oh, we did get some other miscellaneous wrenches and sockets at the estate sale today. No diesel one. Sweet. There's our sending unit. It doesn't have the pickup built into it, but we could probably pull that off and get a better look in there. Maybe we can just look through here. Oh yeah. She's real furry in there. So I guess if you just run the compressor all the time, you might be all right. Have some compressed air and then you just bail out, give her a little up the fuel hose. But really I think this thing needs a tank. Tanks are like 150, 200 bucks these days. And you can clean them, but I just don't have very good luck. You know, evapor rust, it works okay, but by the time you buy a jug of that and spend the time messing around with it, I've just found you're better off to buy a new tank and save yourself the headache. Because I mean, how many times being on the side of the road is worth 200 bucks? Or if you're in a big city and you got to get towed home, or wherever you're at, and if you got to get towed home, 200 bucks doesn't go very far on a tow. So that's my thought on fuel tanks. Just get a new one. So there you have it. We got a 1965 Ford F250 service truck back on the road. It's been sitting for 17 years. The battery was dated 10, so we'll say they used it in 11, so at least 10 years. That's the thing, like, I'm honest with you guys. I'll tell you what's going on here. You know, some guys would slap an older license plate on or hide that battery or not mention it, but I'm just a real dude doing real things. Duff and I will tell you what's up. We're not hiding anything. So I think I'll keep playing with this thing. I might have a new fuel tank around from when I did my unibody. Seems like I got a damaged one that they didn't want back, and I think it's probably good enough for this thing, so we could probably slide that in there. And I could use this thing. Or if you really want it, hit me up. mortskerepair@gmail.com. Check the description down below. We'll put a price on this thing. And maybe you need to own it. Worse than I do. I think this thing would be really handy for doing local stuff, running around, doing revivals. I don't know, whatever. Definitely need to find some hubcaps, probably some different wheels and tires. But other than that, exhaust seems good, charging system's good, lights flipping work. Guess we never checked the highs and the low beams, but hey, if you got low beams, whatever. It's got that killer hitch on the front, a light that works. I think we could make it work. Anyway, if you've watched to this point, I appreciate it. Remember, doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as you're having fun. Walking home is not fun. Duff, where are you at? Wanna go for another ride? Oh yeah, we love rides. You guys love G-bodies? G-body or 56 Caddy? What are you gonna take? Fleet's getting pretty stacked up over there. A couple of them got new homes, they gotta go away. 60 Ford, somebody needs to buy that thing. Make me an offer, could be yours. All right, on to the next one, huh, Duff? Hopefully the next one doesn't leave us walking. Need a sandwich.